Okay, welcome back to the Living on Pacific Time show. I'm really hyped up today. I'm telling you, I'm really hyped up. Too much caffeine, I think. But, and coat. I got a new coat. I'm so happy. Anyway, point is, I'm going to be introducing my cousin Mike. She's quite the handyman. And that's not being redundant or whatever. She is quite the handyman. But she, her and her boyfriend are really, really good at fixing things. We have them all on all the time. Unfortunately, she's not very much onto technical things. So, our webcam is still not working perfectly. It may be very fuzzy at times. It may not be fuzzy. We can't figure this thing out. At least you can't figure this thing out. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. Morai was on last week, and she's our movie reviewer. This week we've got cousin Mike, and now I will turn it over to my wonderful cousin Mike. So enjoy.
My name's Cousin Mike. Technically it's Michaela, but if you call me that, I'm gonna get you. And I don't mean in a nice way. Just because my parents decided to call me Michaela doesn't mean everybody else does. Even they've started calling me Mike. But you can call me Mike. That's fine. So I'm Sabrina's cousin, Mike. I'm actually more what you call a handyman. Or at least that's what I'm trying to be. But I keep going out. Every time I go on a job, these people, they come up to me and they're more like, man, what on earth is that thing? I said, it's a tool. You know, I named the tool. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's a tool. You don't know what that is. And they're like, no, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, man alive, America needs to be told what kind of tools they're using. I'm just saying, they don't know. They don't know what kind of tools there are. So anyway, I thought, since my cousin Sabrina's got that show, I thought I'd do a little thing for you. She's been asking around, trying to get us to do stuff. I said, hey, I'll do something. I'm going to educate America on tools. I am. Now, this here is a wrench. It's a wrench. Spelled W-R-E-N-C-H. Yeah, wrench. Anyway, this here is, actually it's a metric wrench. You have metric and you got SAE and standard size. Tends to work. This here is wrench. This is they call the open end wrench. That you put on a nut and you turn it. Of course, y'all probably don't even know what a nut is. But this end goes over top of the nut, and it's called a box end. So this is the box end wrench, and this is an open end wrench. It's a wrench. They come in all kinds of sizes, because, you know, bolts come in all kinds of sizes. This is a big one. This here is a medium, or somewhat medium. And this here is a little tiny thing. I mean, it ain't no bigger than my thumb. See? Well, maybe a little bigger than my thumb. But it's the tiny wee little bolts. I hate doing that type of stuff. It just drives you nuts. But these are wrenches. Now, they got another kind of wrench. It's also called a wrench. But they call it a crescent wrench. C-R-E-S-C-E-N-T, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter what it's called. This particular kind of wrench, somebody, for years that's what it was called. A crescent wrench. But then some company got smart back when they started doing this patenting and stuff, and they called their company Crescent. So now we have crescent wrenches. It don't make no sense. It's like skill saws. But that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, this here is a crescent wrench. Now what makes this different than this here wrench is that this wrench adjusts. See? Yeah, on the black here, maybe you can see. Get really tiny. You can't even get a feather in there. And then you can get really, you just twist and twist and twist. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And keep stroking it, It'll get bigger. You can get real big. Now, it depends on the size of the wrench, of course. Now, this happens to be a 12-inch wrench, which is a big kind. More like medium, but big. It's a big kind. They got ones that ain't but that big. They ain't but that big. But they only can do, when they get all the way up to that size, they're only about that big. So, this here's a big wrench. Now, I got one that is, I ain't lying, it's that big. Now, that thing, when you put it on a bolt, and it's open all the way up, that thing will take off the side of the house. I ain't kidding. I handle on that thing. See, the handle's what gives you leverage. That's why these little tiny things, they don't give you no leverage. Of course, y'all probably don't even know what leverage is. But leverage is how much force you can put on that nut to turn it. So, we got learning about wrenches, regular little wrenches, medium-sized wrenches, big wrenches, and trust me, they got ones that are extra big, extra big, and humongous, and who would use this in the world? Wrenches. But this particular one is about big for most people. And this is the open end, and this is the box end. Now, box ends are actually easier to work with because you put it over the thing and you don't have to worry about it slipping off every time you turn around. It's still something else. But this is a crescent wrench. It's not a brand name. This isn't a brand name one. But if you're lucky enough to pay to get a crescent wrench, you're lucky. But they usually, and it's your own personal taste on that. But these are wrenches. Alright? That's all I'm going to say on there. Good night.
Alright, that was pretty good, huh? Anyway, we're going to be going from, this was second segment? I think they're going to stick this in the second segment, whatever. I'm going to quit doing that because honestly it's getting redundant. But anyway, stick around for the next segment. We have a time limit here, and we're not used to time limits, so we're going to try to get this thing done as much as possible. But it sounds really bad. But we're going to try to mix this up and get it right. So stick around. We're going to have Stanley Kotz next. I think he's doing 2 books. And then I'm going to have the rant and rave. So we're probably going to have 4 segments. That's what we're planning on right now. Alright, have fun. And stick around.